This is the main HUMAC screen. The top left corner is patient. It's active. If we want to add or edit a patient, we'd pick patient. Test, exercise, report, and progress are inactive because you need a patient to run those functions. Summary is I want to average together a number of tests. And dashboard is I want to get my system going without picking a patient, without the ability to print a report or save results. So there are two ways to demonstrate the HUMAC program. The first way is you can pick a patient and that'll activate test or exercise, and we would pick a pattern, a protocol, run it, and then have the report option. The second way to demonstrate it is to use the dashboard, and that's what I'm going to do. So I select dashboard. Top left corner are the most popular patterns. If we don't see a pattern that we want to use, we can select pattern, and it'll list all the patterns in the HUMAC program, and if we double click on one, it'll make that the fourth pattern. But we want to do knee extension flexion. If we want to know how to set up the knee extension flexion, we need to pick the side we're going to do. So let's say the left side, and press setup. So on the dynamometer, you'll notice there are green and there are black numbers. So the green is be a green M versus a black G, which I know is white. Number 2, these are the attachments that we use. Step 3 is to position the person in the norm. And then we move over here. The chair settings. These are recommended settings. So the most important one is the black 40 for the dynamometer pedestal, which is down here. And then, get rid of that. For the dynamometer, tilt is 0. Dynamometer height and black 40, that's the most important settings for the dynamometer, which is down here. And then once the person is positioned, and this is at 40 and that's at 40 and a height of 8, you step on the pedal, you open the Y translation, and you slide that patient forward to align the joint with the axis of rotation of the dynamometer. Modes. There are 4 modes. The first mode, CPM, if my goal was to increase range of motion or do early muscle contraction, I'd pick CPM. It defaults to a slow speed. And this is the CPM torque threshold, meaning if the patient generates more than 50 foot-pounds, the norm is going to turn off. Feedback we don't worry about. We already said we want to do the left side. Anatomical 0. If the person has full extension, we can put their leg at 0 and press set AZ. If they can't reach it or they have a limited range, we might type 90 in here. Position their limb at 90, so that's down here. Press set AZ. And then we need to set a range of motion to work through. So track patient ROM will measure the endpoints versus press extension, press flexion measures the current position. So if I do extension, that's not going to work very well. Flexion. Or if I do track patient ROM, it measures the endpoints. Once I have the range of motion I want, I press set ROM. Then it tells me here's where I need to set my mechanical stops. If while the patient is on the machine, I'm going to try to extend the range of motion, I can ask for an extra 10, 20, or 30 degrees in extension or flexion by just pressing that. I need to fix the ROM stop. And then I press set ROM again. And then I press start. And now the machine is in CPM. While in CPM, I can add a pause at the end of a range. I can change the speed without leaving the screen in increments of 1, 5, or 10. And if I ask to increase the range, here's where I could increase the range. When I'm done with CPM, I click cancel.